Man, oh man, guys, cold, rainy, crappy, not my favorite day. We're gonna do a little carburetor rebuilding. That's right, we gotta rebuild the carburetor on the old boot scooting Yukon. Just playing, guys. She's got that old Vortec fuel injection. It's got direct ass whippings shot straight into each cylinder. Direct injection ass whipping edition. Now earlier this week, we had this in here. We brought out a paranormal investigator to investigate. I thought this old rig was haunted, and it may still be. I don't know. She's running a little better now anyhow. Good enough to get it out of here. She ain't running in tip-top shape, but hell, I think it actually spun them into second, which I guess we had a lot of dirt helping us here. We may have been flinging a little bit of mud. Poor table. And all that dirt, that's perfect for your carburetor rebuild kits. Just store it in there. It's fine. Just had to test out some high-speed launches. Next, we're gonna Yukon's hot, the old boot scooting Yukon. Mama just got home from getting the kiddos, so it's nice and warm. We want it to cool down, so we want it to cool down in here where we can do the spark plugs. Not too long ago, we put a fuel pump in this thing. A little bit before that, I noticed that she don't quite have the bounce she used to have. I'll whoop that ass right now. She's got a little delay. She don't just quite hot rod as good as she used to. Like Puddin' Pops, my dad, he's got a Tahoe, and he even tell you, like my Tahoe's never had that get up and go, kind of like your boot scooting Yukon has. And she's kind of lost her get up and go. She just don't get up and go as good as she used to. And then, of course, after the spark plugs we found in the Travelall, old Edna, it got me thinking. I've never put no spark plugs in this thing, and we've had it a good while, so maybe we'll put some spark plugs in it. So we're going to get us a baseline here. We're going to go out and drive this thing and see if we can tell a difference when we get done. She has 220,000 miles. I had to fix the air conditioning when I first bought it. The evaporator was cracked, which means I pulled the dash out of it, put a new one in, serviced it. Transmission at 189,000. It finally slipped when I pulled it, or when I felt it slip the second time I pulled it. And other than that, I think we've broke our belt for the AC compressor at one point, and maybe I've put an alternator on this thing. She had new tires when we bought her. We are on our second set of tires here. Now she has a ton of electronic gremlins where this stuff likes to kind of freak out. This thing works when it wants. It works right now. I've just got it shut off. But overall, I'd say this thing's been a good vehicle to us. Now I've got my reference point right here where I'm gonna stop and go. And I'm just giving this thing all she's got. She likes to get after it, guys. She ain't scared. And I'm gonna pay attention to my finish line straight ahead. So I paid attention where we took off. I got up to highway speed. I paid attention to a sign, what I'm gonna call my finish line. And after we get some plugs and plug wires on this thing, we're gonna go do that again. It's a damned old hot rod. Kid hauling hot rod. We'll pop that hood. Now with the family rig, we're never taking off from a stop sign or stoplight fast. We just don't drive like that, guys. But like being on the highway, at highway speeds, and you can get to go around someone when you make it to like a 2-lane or 3-lane. I've just noticed that it just don't have the, like when you downshift, it don't have the that it used to have. Whatever that is, Let's look at our old manual here. Some days my reading's better than others. Normal maintenance replacement parts. Capacities and specifications. Oh, spark plug gap right there. Sure enough, I don't care if you've got a 4.8 all the way to what's that, damn 1.8. Got the big girl up in there. 60 thou is what it calls for. It could give a damn if your VIN code's the V, T, Z, U, or G. You better put 60 thousandths in them spark plugs. The blood alcohol concentration, BAC for short, of someone who is drinking depends on 4 things: the amount of alcohol consumed, the drinker's body weight, the amount of food that is consumed before and during drinking, the length of time it has taken the drinker to consume the alcohol. Well, if you want to learn all about the drunken driving, you can do it in your manual. We're going to slap these AC Delcos up in this Yukon. Which ones are these? I didn't even ask for a specific one. These are the double platinum spark plugs. So in the last video of spark plugs, the Travelall, I showed y'all them ones that were just plumb ate up, just gone. And they said AC Delcos. But I went in my search history on eBay where I bought all 8 for like $19 or something, okay? So those were knockoff ones. I should have known, but I've probably been drinking. Boy, that's a little fine point electrode on that sucker. What spark plugs do y'all like in the LS's? I don't have one that I just think I have to run because I've only ever had 2 vehicles, the Boot Scoot Yukon and Edna. These suckers want to be gapped out to 60, we'll gap them out to 60. I had a buddy tell me he liked some certain specific NGK plug. Then I want to say on the Travelall video there was a couple comments saying the NGKs. There we go, that's our last one. Now since we're messing with ignition, we can slap a timing light on it if you want. Most folks don't know that with this, as you turn the ECM, it's kind of like when you turn your distributor, you can actually advance or retard the timing by spinning the ECM. That sucker right there sure is dirty. Yeah, fluid looks all right though. I think she's just kind of caught some dust over the years. Probably when we ramp this thing, when we take it to the sand dunes as a family, some splashes out of the cap and then gets on there, and then that kind of catches and just makes it dirty. It's fine. Now she ain't had near enough time to cool off, but that's okay, we ain't scared. I've never put plug wires on it either, so we're gonna replace them. That one fell apart pretty easy. If you're having a hard time, just get your spark plug boot pliers. That way you can rip off the back of the boot. Oh, there we go. Then you can get a hold of that and get off the rest of it. Then I don't know who engineered this, but that one's way back there in Nantucket. Oh, perfect. You can just pull it at an angle and rip it too. To get a good grip on it back here, all you gotta do is shove your hand on that hot exhaust manifold. Oh, don't worry, got the right angle where I could get that on there. And yeah, we didn't damage her too bad. We can kind of do a little sheet metal work here real quick. Just kind of whoop that back out. We'll get them straightened up and ready for a little reinstallation. Guys, I don't know why the hell I can't talk. Quick little sheet metal work and it's basically a perfect circle again. Next, we're gonna see if we can wiggle the old wrist saver down in there. They were snug but not overly torqued. When I say they, I mean this very first one I'm pulling out of here. They don't look terrible. By not terrible, I'd say, you know, a pretty normal looking spark plug. Kind of what you want to see pulling one out. Now earlier when I was playing grab butt with that half hole with that little 2-3, right here, I've got a book for the half haul and the U-Haul. Most folks didn't know it, but Haynes themselves specifically made this manual just for me. And it gives you a pretty good breakdown and kind of tells you, you know, I guess symptoms and then recommendations is the best way to kind of say it. So carbon deposits, you can see it's kind of suited with some carbon there. We're over here, here's your normal, which is pretty well what we got. Causes misfiring, hard starting, and hesitation. Well, recommendations. Check for a clogged air cleaner. You may not be getting enough airflow through that old breather. You may have to do the flip the lid trick. Like on the OBSs, you flip that lid and let more air get in, okay? You could have a high float level. We know all about it on the half haul. That sucker was high level, I guarantee you that. Sticky choke and worn ignition points. Guys, I did not think about that. We could check our points on this GMC Yukon. I've never checked the points on that Yukon. Use a spark plug with a longer core nose for greater anti-fouling protection. And of course it tells you all your other ones and everything. I just thought that was pretty neat. I'm sure a lot of manuals have those. I've just never seen one myself because I usually don't use manuals. I just do whatever the hell I want. Let's see if we can get the rest of these out. Did y'all hear that honk honk? That was Puddin' Pops and his old long bed Fred work pickup. That damn Nissan long bed so long that he honked. I finished doing what I was doing, went and washed my hands, came back, looked around the hood, and he was still passing by. That damn bed was still just going. I synced it with my own eyes. Yep, looks all right too. And since this one's in the very back, there's that shield and the firewall, you know. The extension and the wrist saver don't quite fit. So you always just gotta figure out, you know, what combination of tools is gonna work for you. For this one, I used our 1/2-inch drive ratchet. And I am using the adapter that steps down to a 3/8 to the same socket. And the palm of my hand's just getting burnt up right now. Feels good. All four of them were gapped between probably 53 to 55 thousandths. If you look at that big honking electrode and everything on there compared to this little precision unit, anyhow, quite a difference. Camera's dropping, I'm tippy-toeing, flashlights are falling, everything's going to damn shit in a handbasket. Now if I was Mordsky, I'd be impacting these plugs. He just leaves that set up on his impact and smokes them in there. He may even put red Loctite on his. He likes them El Permanente. Now these plugs, they got all the threads, so we'll be here for a minute doing the whole, you know, crank session. There we go. Got that one tight. The rest should be a breeze. Now plug wires. These plug wires, I didn't get too picky. I didn't request anything specific anyhow. I think these are what they probably sold me for putting on the Travelall, and they seem to be all right. Crawl up in here to be able to reach this back one. That ain't because it's that hard to get to, mainly because I got weak little girl hands. Yeah. Boom, bang, bang, there it is. Nothing too special, guys. If these couple wouldn't have torn, it really wouldn't have been that big of any kind of hassle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Got a whole nother side to do. And, hey, that threw me off for a second. Y'all see how those two wires are crisscrossed around each other? Anyhow, I think these ones are easier to get to, so I'm just going to knock out this side and get it done unless there's any surprises, in which case I will surely show you guys. Now, if the old boot scooting Yukon ever sounds like she's got an exhaust leak, I did notice we are missing one of our exhaust manifold bolts. When I say missing a bolt, I mean missing the head, because guaranteed the rest of that bolt's still in there. And we're missing the back on this side. Now, the best thing you can do for that, leave it the hell alone unless you want to mess with it. She ain't terrible, but it probably wouldn't hurt to replace it. With that cold air intake reinstalled, I may check a little fluids real quick, and then I think that'll be a wrap. The other day when I was driving, it was kind of pulling her to the right, so that explains that. Or pop that cap on before we lose it. Right here's where we started the last time. Go, baby, go. This little boot scootin' Yukon. We ain't even made it to the speed limit yet. I paid attention to our speed versus our finish line, and I mean it was about the same, little quicker. We didn't expect no huge difference, but the plugs looked all right. Oh, on this driver's side, 2 of the plug wires fell apart pretty easy, so I think we probably did our most improvements through changing the plug wires. And boy howdy, that's perfect timing, because now Hank's home, and bring it over here, turn it around, back it in. Oh, will you back it in the shop? Why? I'm gonna fix your wheel bearing that was making that noise. Okay. I told y'all in the dirt work video that Hank had gotten a little fender bender. She ended up rear-ending some mid-size SUV. Wasn't going very fast, but as you can imagine, this thing ain't cut out for, you know, heavy-duty boxing matches. Not a crazy amount of damage, and it still don't look perfect, but that evening, to try to make everyone feel better about stuff, I did some tweaking on it. I did the best I could. A very trained eye can locate this. Most will not, because that is a zip tie with a little, you know, the closest fingernail polish the girls had anyhow, to kind of keep that from flopping. Now, as far as her old teeth here, she may have a cracked or chipped tooth here or there. That Puddin's Fab Shop plate took one hell of a hit. Knocked a screw plumb out of it. Maybe missing a little this, a little that, you know, but who needs that anyhow? Oh, forgot to fix that. Once you get her forward, push her back in, pop her in place. Perfect. The headlight now protrudes out past the body, and it got into our fender paint just a little bit. Bumper cover kind of took it like a champ, I guess. But hell, she's about a good 10-15 footer. You know, if you don't know to look for the damage, you won't hardly see it. Y'all want to see what real horsepower looks like? Oh yeah. Right here we have 1.2 liters. If I can barely even get this Hot Wheels going, that will just whip that hiney if it needs to. We might be a little low on coolant there. So underneath here, the core support, it's got this one brace. Where was it? I guess down in here, that is only held on with 2 spot welds, and it had kind of broke, and this was kind of floppy. So I bent it all back. Our clip that popped out here is now retained with the bolt because I didn't have a clip. Our headlight plumb broke right there, but as you can see, I stitched her back together. And even up in here, that headlight clip broke. It also got kind of stitched back together. And I think there's something down in there for the headlight that also broke, and it also got stitched back together. The hood was kind of like that, so I had to kind of flatten it back out. And after doing that, I had to do a little adjusting up on this piece to get everything happy. And that's how you basically fix the front of a Spark after a minor, slight fender bender. We're not even messing with that. About a good 2-3 weeks ago, Hank got home and she said the brakes on the back were making a weird noise. I jacked it up the other day and pulled the wheels and tires off both sides. I pulled the drums off expecting to see, you know, maybe something bouncing around in there occasionally or something. Everything looked good. It was dirty, but then I spun each one, and this one spun just fine, and this one spun, but it was a little crunchy. Look at that tiny little wheel and tire, and this tiny little brake drum. There we go. Pop that off. Told y'all I'd cleaned it up, so I sprayed that all down good. You can see everything looks good. Got plenty of pad left, but there's that cap. I guess we gotta undent that so we can unthread that. I guess shit like a cotter pin would have just been too easy, you know? Yep. Here we go. Got her beat up out of there. Wonder if I got a socket that fits that. We're gonna take our old channel locks there, get it in there as far as we can. We're gonna hold them on there with the old locking pliers. I don't think them channel locks are ever gonna bite straight again. After a quick visit to see Uncle Rick, he's got me set up with all his larger sockets. Hey, that right there is perfect, whatever that is. What we got here? 32. That came right off. Now it looks like it's retained with a snap ring. And then, what's that gonna do? Allow us to then press it out? Got for flying snap rings there, Bill. Hey, yo.
Flying clips. That's why I went by earlier and the garage door was open. I was like, what's he doing? I was like, oh yeah, it's better than being in the tin out back.
Next, we're gonna try to tap that out of there. I don't know if it's pressed in or we're gonna have to use the press. I'm hoping we can just get her with some love taps. Uh-huh. All we did was insert that to that. There we go.
Did it move?
Hell no, it didn't move. Maybe a hair.
Moving now.
Something gave. I don't know if that's good or bad though.
We both jumped as much as watch it to watch it.
Yeah.
I jumped too, dude.
Yeah.
Both of us at the same time.
I think I got a little shit rolling down my leg. Bill said just park it and mark it. Get rid of the damn thing. See ya, Bill. She's close. Ow. Oh. Hey. That last one got it. That last one got it. That last one got me. Oh, we're just gonna go to bed right here. That's enough. Oh, had me a good dinner. Wife made a big old thing of beans, hit the spot. Man, that's good stuff. Boy, I sure hope that's the right bearing. Yeah, sure looks like it, don't it? Sounds good. Feels all good. Didn't tear nothing up. Let's see if we can get the snap ring back in. Now my snap ring pliers aren't the best, but at least we can get that started. Just because of them, they don't go all the way down in there. Bingo, bango. She's all spread out. That's good to go, guys. Time for a little reassembly. But check that. Everything feels fine on it. So we're going to slide that right back on. There's no play in that, and I may have just got lucky because that is lined up just dead nuts perfect. So, hell, I think we just nailed that. We ain't got no side to side. She ain't crunchy no more. That's a job well done, folks. Guess what, guys? Our cap ain't gonna fit in there no more because we accidentally flared that. So I guess we gotta accidentally flare this now. Pop our cap back on. And we're gonna call this thing DUN, call her done. Sure all the neighbors enjoyed listening to that. So there we go, guys. A little bit of a later evening than I wanted, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, and stuff don't go as planned. I didn't know what I was getting into on that thing, so you know, I wasn't prepared with the socket. I definitely didn't have the proper snap ring pliers. And all that will always add up and slow you down, but you can either let it stop you or you can figure out a solution. Now I'm fortunate that I have you know, Uncle Rick pretty close on standby, or we would have still got it done. We would have figured out what size it was, and we would have ran to the parts house and bought the proper socket, and we may have just been out here a little bit later on. But anyhow, I hope you guys enjoyed. You know, check out the first channel if you ain't synced it. All these second videos, second channel, whatever it's called. I appreciate y'all coming here and watching. It keeps me motivated, guys. And I know working on family rigs probably ain't what y'all want to see, but at the same time, that's maintenance that still has to happen. So we might as well make a video of it, because no matter what, I'm still gonna be out here doing it, right? Right, everyone's a winner. You're gonna like it, all right? You're gonna like it. Just playing. I'm on the Instagrammer, Patreon, got all that good merchandise at the puttinsfabshop.com. We appreciate all y'all support there. Appreciate y'all coming back and watching week after week. And yeah, don't forget, sitting on your ass won't finish your project. Even if, you know, the project don't always go your way, you still got to get her did. Now my project is, I'm actually going to holler at Uncle Rick. It may be past his bedtime. But if he's still up, I'll go give him his, you know, arsenal of big sockets back. That way, you know, I can have his tools. Hot damn, there's so much BSery. We had to start a whole channel for all the extras. Be sure to go check out Puttin's Fab Shop if you ain't seen that baby yet. Come on!